I'm going to move on to Aquarius. Aquarius, sun, moon, and ascendant. This is for you. In the native tradition, did you know you're considered the otter? And the otter is a playful being and a loving being and very chill, easygoing. And if you ever knew them, I know them because they lived in the waters beside me. I lived in a beautiful place in Ontario with a live creek beside me, and it had otters and beavers, and it was just an amazing place to live. And the otters, they would play, and they would slide down this little hill that they created, and they make these cooing sounds and hold each other in the water. Oh my God, they were so cute. And they lived in a mound, a beautiful little mound on the land there. They were just the cutest things, and playful and kind and all of those things, and really cuddly. And that is very much an Aquarian, okay? They are free thinkers and joyful beings, and they care about other people. The Aquarians certainly care about other people. They don't do things the same way as everyone else. They're a little bit off the wall, a little bit ingenious in some of the things that they do. And a lot of Aquarius people are talented in some way. So very smart and very talented. They could be artists. They could be, inventors. They could be creators of things that make life easier for others, that kind of thing. They're very interesting and wonderful. Oh, by the way, the other thing about otter, they collect things. They have a lot of little things. They have a lot of things they can use later, right? And they probably find themselves alone a lot. And that's because people don't really understand them. And they're quite an interesting sign for the Aquarius. Now we're going to do Aquarius, sun, moon, and ascendant. All right, so I'm going to say Aquarius, you might be dealing with some thoughts about making some changes in your career, making some changes for long term. I think you really enjoy your home, your space, your family, your partner. Although you could have some conflict with your partner regarding some things that you have not taken more seriously, and that's a typical problem with the otter, is too playful and innocent and not paying attention to things, so they're the last to know that they caused a problem. And their partners, they'll tell them, so that you might have April might be a month of difficulties communicating with your partner. Okay, it's not going to break you up, but it might be a bit harsh this month, especially the first 2 weeks of April. After that, that's the Mercury shadow period done, okay? After that, things will settle down. Things will get better for you. But the first 2 weeks, Aquarius, you may find difficult. The thing I like about what I'm seeing here is there could be some proposals or propositions that are in your mind, or opportunities that might come that you didn't expect. You didn't expect it. You didn't see that coming. Even though you're quite intuitive, you maybe didn't see that coming. The other thing is maybe you're feeling like making a proposition to someone else. So if you're in a relationship, maybe it's an engagement, maybe it's something like that, or maybe that's what you're thinking about. Definitely the energy is there for you to be considering long-term with someone. There might also be an interesting connection with others. Maybe there's new friends coming into play. I really like that for you, though, Aquarius. I do like to see that, and opportunities will come your way. Definitely there is some conversation with outside sources that could improve your life, make you feel much better about what you're doing in your life, and definitely bring you a lot more money. But yeah, I do see the money card here for any Aquarius people who are looking at increasing their financial flow. There's definitely opportunity for that, and that will definitely strengthen you and make you feel more confident and certainly more like yourself. This happens to be your card as I was looking for that. And once, I think you've been looking for ways to, how do I put that? I think you've been looking for some independence. Maybe you're Yeah, but then it's not really independence. Maybe you just want to be able to do things like this. Maybe there's been someone helping you, and that person's going to go in another direction. Nothing wrong, no problems, but maybe they're going to go in another direction, and then all of a sudden, it's going to be up to you, okay? And that doesn't mean you don't have other helpers or other support systems in place, but your main support system is no longer. So now you're feeling like it's up to you, but there's a good feeling in there. You might be a little bit worried, a little bit frightened by it, but overall, I think that's what you need, is an opportunity to be your own man, to be your own woman, and I think that's going to make all the difference. If you have been feeling unwell, or something isn't quite right in your physical body, there might be a number of things that are breaking down as you age. I am told to tell you to take some time with it and look at those things in order to put some more positives in place. It does look like you might be dealing with you may have already started dealing with something some kind of an addiction or obsession or compulsion. And that's probably the key to helping you feel much better about yourself in your life. Maybe you're going to take some changes, make some changes in your diet or in your regimen of some sort. I'm not seeing you be super good with yourself. You may have some self-sabotaging energy going on that you'll have to look at in the month of April and the coming months afterwards. All right? So that's what I got for you, Aquarius people. And I will say this too, your heart swells just thinking about the possibilities of your future and your family. And I think something has happened to make that happen for you. And if you're not already in a love affair, you may very well find someone who's a perfect fit. If you're in a love affair, there's going to be a lot of good energy moving forward. After the first 2 weeks, remember I was saying there could be something going on there. But yeah, by the mid-April, you're going to be really feeling good and really feeling the energy of love and happiness and joy, okay? So that's a good feeling. Now, there are going to be some of you, I'm just going to say this, there are going to be some of you Aquarius people who are real feelers, okay? And if you're an Aquarius person who really senses the nonsense in the world, this is going to be a difficult month for you. And you're going to have to talk about it and talk to your friends and get some of that out. Maybe even do some heavy lifting or some writing or something like that, because I think you want to fight. You want to change something. You want the world to be better, right? And it's not what you want it to be. So something's going on there, and maybe you're going to get involved with protests or some kind of rebellion kind of a thing, okay? So I hope that helps you, my dear and wonderful Aquarius people.